What's up, y'all? It's Bacon, and for today we're going to talk about the SBA and their latest extension of the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program and the Paycheck Protection Program thanks to the latest stimulus package. This may actually give some of you entrepreneurs out there the possibility to maybe fund that new business venture you've been eyeing, or just complete some of the deferred expenditures you've been holding off on in your current business. So if you'd like to hear about how the SBA may be able to help you if you play your cards right, then let's get down to business. Also, if you like the video, smash that like button, subscribe, and definitely comment. Cheers. So, the SBA has extended its Economic Injury Disaster Loan application deadline, the EIDL, through December 31st of 2021, and the Payment Protection Program, the PPP, until March 31st of 2021. This is great news for purchasing a current running business or just a business looking to update some of their inventory, stuff like delivery vehicles, maybe some CapEx repairs that you've been waiting to take care of. Really, it comes down to putting the loan request on paper and letting the SBA or whatever financial institution you decide to try let them say no to you. That's how the big boys do it. Now, I know some people and businesses have received backlash for using stimulus money to grow or fund their business, but what are small business owners supposed to do? Just sit around with their fingers crossed while these publicly traded Fortune 500 companies receive hundreds of millions? Nah, I'd rather them just tell me no, that I can't have the money and have asked for it. Okay. Let's differentiate between the two loans. There's the SBA's PPP loan, which is available up to 2.5 times the average monthly payroll of the business, or up to $10 million. It has a rate of 1%, a maturity of up to 5 years, depending on when you get the loan and is it a new loan or not. Payments can be deferred up to 10 months, and there's no collateral required. Also, neither the government nor the SBA will charge any fees. Typical loans have points, origination fees. The fees can be in the thousands. SBA's EIDL loan offers up to $10,000 in advances that don't need to be repaid back, which is awesome if approved, or up to $2 million. They're also offered at a very affordable rates of 3.75 APR for small businesses and 2.75 APR for nonprofits. Generally, they have a 30-year maturity and an automatic deferment of up to 1 year before monthly payments begin. However, interest will obviously still accrue, so don't get crazy. In my personal opinion, I'd suggest applying for them both and let them decide who deserves the money. Granted, I'm not saying get the loans even if you don't need them at all, and especially if you question whether you can even afford to pay these loans back. The big question is, what can these funds be used for? This is a pretty gray area because we all know those publicly traded companies like a Steinmart, who received millions during the first stimulus package, didn't really need it, and they definitely didn't meet the small business requirements. Based off the SBA's website, which I'll have various links in the description below, the loans can be used for a number of items. The PPP is a very broad loan program. Not only can it be used to help you with funding your payroll costs, including the benefits, it can also be used for mortgage interest, rent, utilities, worker protection costs. Hell, it can be used for looting and vandalism. To me, it's a loan that if you need it for one reason or another, just apply and again, let them sort it out. As they like to say, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. I try to use that in my job as often as possible. The EIDL is, I guess, a little more specific. It's intended to assist with funding issues caused by disasters. But remember, COVID-19 is a disaster. Hell, 2020 was a disaster in whole. The EIDL can be used for A, working capital. To me, that couldn't be any more ambiguous, so why not go for it if you can, and if it'll help out your business, why not? B, normal operating expenses. That'd be stuff like a continuation of payroll, healthcare benefits, rent, utilities, mortgage, vehicle leases. It's a decent list of items, so why not test the limit? C, losses not covered by insurance or funding from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, for both personal and business. This one is what it is. Would you normally have dealt with FEMA, normally have dealt with your insurance? Work it out and decide amongst yourself with that. And D, business operating expenses that could have been met had the disaster not occurred. Also pretty ambiguous, so again, test the limit. See what you can get, why not? Since the PPP is a little less restrictive, I'll go over the 4 types of loans available through the EIDL and what the funds can be used for. You can obviously get specifics if you go to the SBA's website, but I'll break it down for you real quick. First, physical damage. If you live in a declared disaster area and have experienced damage to your home or personal property, you may be eligible for financial assistance from the SBA, even if you don't own a business. This includes up to $200,000 to replace or repair any primary residence. Also, renters and homeowners may be able to borrow up to $40,000 to replace or repair personal property damaged or destroyed in a disaster, including clothing, furniture, cars, appliances. You get the drift. Items not eligible in this category consists of funds to upgrade homes or make additions, unless required to meet local building code. That's a good one. Look into codes, because you can finagle your way into some stuff if you work with codes. Secondary homes and vacation properties are also not eligible for these loans. However, qualified rental properties may be eligible for assistance under the SBA's Business Physical Disaster Loan Program. So again, research and test the waters. Next, business physical damage, which is considered if you own a business located in a declared disaster area that's experienced damage. The loan's good up to $2 million to cover losses not fully covered by your insurance. There's mitigation assistance. This is if you've been affected by a disaster, so you can rebuild a stronger, better business by increasing your SBA's disaster assistance loan up to 20% of your verified physical damage to make mitigation improvements. The mitigation improvements can be flood mitigation, stuff like seal your roof deck, wildfire mitigation, install fire-rated roofing, wind mitigation, pressure-rated windows, window-rated garage doors, stuff like that. Earthquake damage, strengthen and retrofit masonry, or even just window film. Economic injury disaster loans, which the SBA can again provide up to $2 million to help meet financial obligations or operating expenses that could have been met had said disaster not occurred, COVID-19. And finally, military reservist loan, if your business has essential employees who are military reservists who are called to active duty. It's kind of a business interruption assistance. Now, there's a number of SBA lending institutions out there who can help you with either the EIDL or the PPP programs. Your best option is to reach out to your local SBA so they can direct you to who they suggest. However, another good option is to go straight to a financial institution who's considered a preferred lending partner by the SBA. There's various lists of the SBA's top lending institution, but here's my picks based off of lending history, accessibility, loan size, just various items that I personally have been looking for my next loan to attempt to use a little PPP or EIDL, depending on what I get approved for. First, at almost $1.5 billion, Live Oak Bank has loaned more SBA 7(a) dollars than any other lender in 2020. Live Oak overshadows 2020's second largest SBA 7(a) lender, who lent out $633 million. They are an online bank only with no branches available, but it is available for financing in all 50 states and has a 4-star rating for safety from the Bauer Finance Bank Safety Rating. Live Oak has financing available to buy, franchise, remodel physical space, or just expand on your current business. This is the highest ranked bank for obtaining large loans of up to $15 million. For those that feel more comfortable with a well-known bank that has branches across most of the US, there's always Chase Bank. Chase has branches available in 38 states and is a top 15 SBA lender. They provide SBA 7(a) loans up to $5 million and SBA 504 loans up to $12 million. Also, they offer a SBA Express loan up to $350,000, so that's cool. An option that's best known with assisting startups, a company called Fundera. This is an online platform used to connect entrepreneurs and borrowers with top SBA lending institutions, along with private lending institutions. They're especially useful if lending from the SBA is not an option for your business venture or startup. As a bonus, Fundera doesn't just provide access to loans and credit, they also link businesses with service providers for operational needs. Finally, for those small short-term loans or really just lines of credit, there's Fundbox. This one's a cool name in my opinion because every time I see it I read Fundbox. What's more fun than a box of money? Fundbox has a max credit line of $150,000 with repayment terms which are generally 3 to 6 months. There are higher interest rate options available for longer repayment periods, but why? Before approval, you'd have to show you've been in business for at least 6 months with an annual revenue of at least $100,000. Once Fundbox has approved you for a line of credit, funds can be accessed from the credit line with either a 12 or a 24-week repayment period. As funds are withdrawn, the amount that you pay in total, including the interest with each payment, will be made clear upfront. Okay, y'all. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was informative. For those of you out there looking to buy a new business this year, or maybe you're just working on your current business, good luck. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and comment, especially if you'd like to win some money in the weekly giveaway. Cheers.